Hi, everyone. Don Peterson coming to you from just north of Atlanta. I'm at Iron Horse Golf Academy. I want to talk to you for a minute about working on your swing because I know everybody out there, you're trying to improve your swing. And what I want to promote is that you work on it with common sense, okay? So let's just use common sense to build your golf swing and try to make an efficient golf swing rather than something that's built by pieces. And I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. We used to use golf magazines all the time. People flip through the pages, and we'd look for golf tips. No, I got to try that. Next time I go to the range, I'll extend my left arm. Next time I go to the range, I'll tuck my right elbow in. Okay, and we all did it, and we still all do. Now we've got YouTube videos, so everybody's watching the latest video. You're listening to Bryson DeChambeau tell you to do what he does, and then you've got different golf coaches out there telling you to do what they say to do. And there's all kinds of conflicting moves. In fact, some of them are complete opposites. Some of them are telling you to swing over the top, stay on top of the ball. Some of them are saying work underneath the ball. Some people are saying use the ground like this, and other people use the ground like this. And it's like, who knows what's right or wrong anymore. So this is where I want to take it. I want to take it back to common sense. Do what makes sense. I mean, one of the things that I did when I started my golf academy years ago, I came up with 3 things that I wanted to do. I wanted to teach the swing from the ground up because I knew that using the lower body, your feet, your legs, and using the ground itself, so the swing comes from the ground up. And I got that from other sports analogies where, I shoot a basketball, and it's like you can stand there and push it with your arm, but you don't really get as good results as if you kind of get in your knees and use your legs, kind of start sending the ball towards the goal, and then just roll it off of your fingertips makes it easier. So to me, that made sense. So it's like I wanted to build from the ground up, and then I thought, well, keeping that in mind, I want to swing using the large muscles to the small. So it's like the bigger muscles on my shoulders and my back move my arms, right? And then my arms move my hands, and then my hands are hanging onto the club. So it's like that my fingers. So I wanted to feel like the swing kind of went from the large muscles out to the small. And that made a lot of sense to me. And then the final thing was I wanted the swing to be from the inside out. And, when you look at, centrifugal motion, or you look at a merry-go-round or something like that, when the merry-go goes around, you've got all those horses on the outside, they move fast. And then the horses on the inside, they go around the same RPMs, but they move slower. And then you've got a drive shaft in the middle that's just turning like that. And while that motion is not very big and it doesn't look very fast, it drives everything that's going on around the outside. So when you just look at simple things like that, the inside drives the outside, then that's kind of what I want in my golf swing. So when we look at things in a common sense fashion, the golf swing actually starts making a lot of sense. Now I'm going to go back and talk about simple things like doing something efficiently. And a lot of people try to move the club just with one group of muscles. So they try to move the club maybe just with their arms, or they're thinking about, I'm going to cock my wrists, or I'm going to take it back with my left arm, or I'm going to pick it up with my right elbow. There's all kinds of different ways of thinking about this, but then common sense would say, and this is an analogy I used years ago. I just said, hey, we used to have cars stuck in the ditch. I grew up in Illinois, and if there was only 2 people to push the car out of the ditch, well, you'd be back there heaving and hoeing, trying to get that car, get enough momentum to get up and out of that ditch. But if you slid into the ditch over by the school and you could holler at a bunch, 10 or 15 of your friends, well, all of them would walk over there, and it wouldn't take any effort at all. You just walk the car right out of the ditch. It was easy. So I liken that to swinging a golf club. I can have 2 people, like, just take it back with my left arm, and that'd be like heaving and hoeing and trying to get that car out of the ditch with 2 people. Or I can take the club back with every muscle in my body kind of moving together. That would be like 20 people helping you push the car out of the ditch. So try to move the club with a group of muscles, or maybe every muscle, your core. Move the club back and forth by using your muscles together rather than separately. So that makes sense. So if you want to learn how to swing a golf club with common sense, Miyagi for Golf is a good way to go. I've built my whole methodology around teaching people to move the club back and forth correctly with how your body works. I'll give you another quick example. A lot of people want you to swing around your spine. Well, I've experienced this with a lot of people. When you try to swing around your spine and you don't use your lower body very much, a lot of things that can happen in your lower back area that are not good for you. And I think that since we're standing on two legs and the way our skeleton is developed with, we got two hips here, then what you're trying to do is you're trying to rotate around your spine, but you're going to put the pressure into your trail hip as you're turning. So when I wind up, all the pressure goes into my hip, which, that's kind of normal. We walk on our legs from hip to hip. Okay. So when I wind up, I want the pressure to go there. And then when I unwind, I want the pressure to go back to my lead hip. So again, it doesn't, the back doesn't take the stress or the strain of the rotation of your golf swing. And the sequence is going to be similar to other motions. And again, if you want an efficient golf swing, common sense would say, hey, isn't it just a throwing motion? Aren't we just throwing that club head underhand into the back of the ball? And I would say, yes, that's exactly what we're doing. So we're winding up and we're throwing. And if you look at golf swing as a throwing motion, then you want your sequence to be similar to a throwing motion. So that's kind of what we see. So again, use common sense to develop your golf swing. You'll be able to continue to improve your whole life rather than go forwards and backwards. And I think that's what I see with a lot of people trying different philosophies and different tips by different pros, different swings. Everybody's got a different concept. So rather than do that, just start building your swing according to common sense. Let's do what's easy on the body, what's natural. Again, if you want help with this, check out miyagiforgolf.com.